starting off with my number 5. Johnny Bravo, man. I just really love Johnny Bravo, okay? Do the monkey with me, man. Somebody do the monkey with me, okay? I was thinking about my number 5, and it was a lot of cartoons that I was a kid growing up. I was like really a kid. I watched all the cartoons. And so this was a very hard list for me. But when I think about the one, I was just like, I don't know, it's not necessarily no long, drawn-out story. It's just for like 2 or 3 episodes and 20 minutes of just nonsense. And this guy just trying to pick up girls. I don't know, Johnny Bravo, man. I really rock with Johnny.
The Simp King.
My boy wasn't simp. My boy was just, you know what I'm saying, trying to.
The original.
Get love. Look.
Hey, little boy.
Look. Love it. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Oh, I miss those jokes. Good choice.
Appreciate you. But it don't even matter.
I'll go. They're cool with that.
Go ahead.
All right, so for me, a little bit controversial. I don't think you two are gonna expect this. My number 5 is the first show I technically binged on Disney Plus. I always liked it growing up. I have no hate for it. I think it actually shows what a strong, independent woman is without forcing it. Kim Possible. I love Kim. I love Ron. I love Rufus. I love Wade. I love the dynamics behind it. I love the fucking theme song. That shit is catchy as hell. And low key, it gave me my Taco Bell obsession before I actually liked Taco Bell, because it's the closest thing I can find to Bueno Nacho. I just loved all about it, everything about it. Shigo, Draken, love Shigo. Dude, it's just fucking. I enjoyed it. It's memorable. My son even likes the show. My wife likes the show. It's weird. It was the first cartoon we binge watched on Disney. It wasn't going to be the first one I was going to binge watch. It was actually going to be a different show. I can't tell you which one. But, yeah, we just came on it and we just started watching it. And I remember how much I like it. Like, in the movies as well. Like, But yes, also, one of my first animated crushes as a kid. So,
yeah, Kim did have them lips. Ooh,
y'all could have left that out. Y'all could have left that out.
What? Kim Possible?
As a kid.
Let me tell you.
As a kid.
I got every episode of Kim Possible downloaded on my laptop. I swear.
Okay, that's a bit far there, but
I am serious. Like,
so before I hop into my number 5, how did y'all feel about the girl who played Krista Carson Romano?
Did not watch it. Didn't watch it. Don't.
I watched it, and I'll be honest. I know that Kim Possible was a teenager, actual teenager, the entire time. I was watching this when I was a kid. I was watching the Kim Possible show when I was a child. I mean, for a child actor, she wasn't bad as far as the role, everything in general. I just didn't like how the universe was set up. I didn't like how the world was set up in general. For the live action, there wasn't enough time to actually go into it too depth. I'm not going to give anything besides basically that because I don't want to give spoilers. I didn't like how I get it. You know, you only have like an hour to get this right.
I've never seen it.
This is just me giving my opinion about it.
What I was asking is, do y'all think the person who voiced her is attractive?
Oh! I've actually I saw her in the cooking thing on in YouTube. She actually she looked pretty attractive. Yes.
And even Stevens, she played his older sister.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's right. She did. I remember her. Yes. She said, yeah.
Oh yeah. We had the tall like that. She reminded me of the last one.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the live action movie casting.
No, I've never seen it. I didn't even know there was one until y'all just started going back and forth about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it either. It's just, wow. Oh, yeah.
Might be controversial. If this is on y'all's list, obviously it's higher because y'all have already said y'all number 5. This show for me was one of my favorites as a kid. I think we all got some good laughs out of it. I'm going to go with my boy, Invader Zim.
Mm.
I just
Wow. Good pull. Good pull.
you just couldn't not like that show, and then they did the movie on that. Like you just, I really enjoyed Beta Zim as a kid. It was just one of those things I could watch over and over again, rerun, whatever the case, new episode. I just love it. Excuse me. I could watch it all the time. So in Beta Zim, it was tough putting that one at 5. That's a really good show. But
I can't help but to like think about when they was falling and what's the name was just screaming and like stop. Like dog, like that's the first thing.
Plain and simple. Invader Sim was a show before its time. It was a great show.
It was a great show. Invader Zim. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay, now we moving on to my number 4, which is X-Men Evolution. I
gotta come back to that one.
Okay. X-Men Evolution was, I don't know, man. It's just my favorite X-Men character has always been Scott. But I feel like we got to see a lot of other characters really like coming to their own. And they still gave like Wolverine some cool. I love the whole beef between Wolverine and Sabretooth on X-Men Evolution. And like the animation on X-Men Evolution was perfect. The whole high school drama, them dealing with high school drama while being used. And it's like, yo, X-Men Evolution is my X-Men, okay? Like for real. I love the 90s animated series, but like X-Men Evolution for me was my definitive X-Men.
I will basically, I'll mention things later because it's going to come up later. I'll mention other stuff later. My number 4, plain and simple. How can I explain this in so few words? Because it's oh my gosh, like this was a very defining, very defining.
Okay.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Teen Titans?
Teen Titans.
Like age gap with me in some stuff. I wouldn't. I liked it. It's this bullshit they got now.
That was my introduction to 2 main people. Personally, well, there are a bunch of people, but 2 main ones that have stuck with me for a while. That being Slade, Deathstroke, and Trigun. Like seriously, Trigun. Those are my 2 main, and they were great introductions. Like I'd seen Cyborg before. I'd seen actually I want to say I've seen everybody except for Raven and Cyborg. Those are the only 2 I didn't see before that time. I love the characters, love the cast. I love how they're able to balance humor, real world situations. I like how each Titan had its own season focused around them. I love fucking Red X. Red X is dope as fuck. I have nothing negative to say about Teen Titans except for one thing. That is that Go sucks. Fuck Go.
I'm only gonna talk about Teen Titans. I'm not gonna discuss Go. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it was one of those ones. DC had a lot of great animated stuff, and animated stuff has always been great. But like Teen Titans is definitely a classic. The whole Robin Slade dynamic was stellar. Like Red X introduction, stellar. That show is amazing. Okay, it's amazing.
So we're on 4, right?
Yeah.
So this may be like a controversial or forgotten show, but it was for me. It might have been for you too, cuz I don't know if you remember. But this was my first introduction to Transformers. So my number 4, I loved this show. Had all of the little figures as a kid. It is Transformers Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. A lot of people, I think I saw somewhere that maybe that's coming back, or they want to do like a movie.
They're working on it. They're working on a remake.
For me, show that was my first Transformers.
Yeah.
Like, animals to me before they were cars. Like I know, like I hadn't seen anything prior to. I know they were in like 70s or 80s. They were cars, but like the first time I'd ever seen anything, action figures, TV show, commercial, whatever, they were animals. You know, mine was a big ass gorilla. What's the villain? I just had it on tip of my tongue. Megatron was a T-Rex. Like
T-Rex.
They were animals to me prior to anything.
How did like you think about like how did you turn into a T-Rex and this thing turned into a gorilla?
Right. Like I don't but for those of you who have never seen it, it was kind of one of those 3D animated, so it may not have aged well, like from a point, but like watched it Saturday morning cartoons. It was on the list, like it was a go-to, like it was a must. So yeah.
Man, that was a great pull because I remember having the Optimus Prime, the gorilla, and I used to get. I remember when I first got it, I would get so mad because I did not know how to make him transform into just like a robot. And I ended up breaking his head in the tour when the only thing I had to do was I was like pulling it the wrong way and I ended up breaking it. And I like every time I would like transform, I would have to screw the head on. Dog, I remember Wolfborg, Cheetor, like all of that shit. Like that is a good one. Great.
It really is.
That's when Transformer toys were hard.
Yeah.
They had actually popped them open and shit.
My son has some now, and like you hit a button, and they just do their thing. Like it's not working. I'm on step 23. Well, wait a minute. I just did that. I just did that. It's like 30 steps. It's like I just did that. How am I? But yeah, Beast Wars is great. Toys.
Actually,
I'm just like you. I didn't know they were. I didn't even know they was like vehicles.
Yeah,
I only knew them as like animals.
Yeah, they were animals to me. So when they were cars, I was like, what is this?
Well, like even when they announced the movie, they were like, "Oh, Transformers." I'm like, hell yeah. Then I see them as cars. I'm like, the fuck? like the fuck?
Yeah.
Actually, funny thing. One thing I actually do miss or kind of hate at the time, I hated the commercials for the toys. Because you would literally see the Transformer right there transform in front of you. Someone would actually do it. It would make it look so fucking easy.
Yes. It's impossible. It was impossible.
Oh.
Okay. Now we're on to number 3. My number 3 is Giggity Go. Family Guy, man. Listen, Family Guy. I have been watching Family Guy since it debuted. Like, I remember when Family Guy used to come on the Adult Swim. It would always come on at 10 o'clock at night. And like, after when the Adult Swim used to just like have like this little montage of like people like in the pool and shit, and just had the water running. Like, Family Guy has been hilarious for me from the jump. It's always something I go back and watch. It's one of the most rewatchable shows I've ever seen. Never once has it ever disappointed me. As something I can get out of every single episode. I'm going to find something to laugh about. Love Family Guy.
Nice. No arguments. No arguments.
Like, you have no arguments with Family Guy. Like it's
amazing.
If you're just open to good comedy, no matter what it is, it's a great show.
Yeah. Hilarious. Number 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just say one of my honorable mentions because it was tied with this one. I could choose between either one. To me, they're iconic. They're amazing, great music, and they defined what these characters were for me. So my honorable mention is actually X-Men the animated series, but my choice for number 3 is Spider-Man the animated series because they are amazing. They're iconic. They had crossovers. You got to see them in between. Like even in Spider-Man the animated series, you got to see Wolverine come over and actually fight Spider-Man. The reason I chose Spider-Man was because I'm more of a Spider-Man fan than an X-Men fan. Mm-hmm. Plain simple reason. But I love the fact of Daredevil was there. Spider-Man versus Daredevil. I remember being announced on the TV. This coming up this week. Spider-Man faces Daredevil. Who will win? Crossover. Same thing. Spider-Man versus Wolverine. Who would win? You got to see War Machine in this bitch. You even got to see have a crossover with Oh my gosh, my favorite was actually whenever he got transported over to like a universe and he had actually control. He had to choose who he brought from Earth to help him. He brought over like freaking Storm was there, Iron Man was there. He chose a list of people from the Fantastic Four. Like he chose a variety of different people to actually cross over. It really opened my eyes into the world of Spider-Man, the comics, everything in general. Only negative thing I sort of say is I like Mary Jane here, but I don't love her. But other than that, Spider-Man, that's what introduced me to it, and second favorite comic book character, period. So.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man, that along with some other shows I'm pretty sure will probably be mentioned later on in the list, is like definitely my introduction into like comic books in general, because I didn't have really have comics growing up. We were bit like anybody had no comics, so that was our introduction into that world. And so yeah, I still watch it. You know what I'm saying, to this day.
Okay. Number 3, right? I just had to check.
Yeah.
So this will not come as a surprise. It is on my list. This was heralded as it's still a cartoon, as the American anime, Avatar: The Last Airbender is my number 3. I remember when that show came out, Fred, like we was there, we watched it together plenty of time. 3 short seasons, but great. I mean, it has its flaws. Like I'm rewatching it now, but it's still, for me, watching it kind of go through Aang and Sakatara in the journey, like great show. And as I think of my list of shows I watched as a kid that I still, will watch and do watch now and enjoy as an adult. And that's definitely on that list. So yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the movie. Fuck the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's on you. I knew it would be on somebody. You know what I'm saying? It might be on Fred. We don't know yet. My number 2 is gonna be a surprise because I thought it was coming at number 1. But Batman the Animated Series. This the reason, like it's all about the bat for me. Like this was my introduction into everything. You know what I'm saying? This is why this guy's been my favorite character since I was a kid. Batman the Animated Series came out in '92, and the original run ended in 1995. I don't know how, but I remember watching. It had already been on for a year when I was born. And I know I didn't watch it my first year of being alive, but I'm telling you, I think when I turned 1, I could have swore I remember just sitting on the floor with a bowl of cereal, with a cell paper so I wouldn't get no milk on the floor. And watching this show, man, like it's my Batman. Like there's been a lot of good Batman to come, but this is my Batman. Like so, yeah, of course it's gonna make the list. But at number 2.
Nice. No arguments. For me, my number 2 actually was already mentioned. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because, well, besides everything else already added to me, it is one of the few shows that I feel had a complete story with minor details missing. That's what got me. Minor details missing. I was always upset about a few things. Spoiler warning. Zuko's bomb was never answered. What happened to like certain other small things that they were never answered, which were answered in the comics that were tied to it. So I'm actually hoping with the live action, they actually get the 4th and final season where they were supposed to have the missing book Air.
I never cared who Zuko's mom was. Like that's a question. It never occurred to me to even think about who's his mom until just now. Literally.
I just want to know where she is because I don't think she's dead.
That's where it was. That's what it was.
Parents died.
No, great comics, explain everything, and it adds. This is the thing I like. The explanation was already given in the freaking show. It just was a minor explanation, and it basically tied off to something else that was already there, something that already existed. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what the fuck? They tie into the world very good, into the lore. That's what I like about Avatar. It's great storytelling.
Huh? It was on my list, so I obviously agree with you. Number 2, this will come as no surprise to Cuz, because we grew up in a time where we got our asses outside and played.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember having internet as little kids. We were like,
oh no, hell no.
Having internet. So like, if we couldn't watch TV or there was nothing good on TV we wanted to watch, or like my mom or my aunt, wanted to watch, their TV shows, we went outside and played. And so this is one of the shows I distinctly remember acting out and playing a lot. And my number 2 is Gargoyles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
great show.
And when it was the first thing I watched on Disney, like the first thing I watched on Disney.
Yeah.
Goliath, and I was like, a minute. So yeah. For my number 2, Gargoyles by far. Like that's my childhood. Love it.
I remember walking on our like tiptoes, trying to like walk like Bill. Feet hurt like crazy. No, we didn't wear shoes back then either. So
No.
I have to add, my second honorable mention was Gargoyles. I just finished it. It was the second show I rewatched from Disney. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, Gargoyles is outstanding, and man, I wish we get something from this. Just something from it.
I'm interested to see these number 1s. What y'all got? I'm very, because I have a feeling
I know Fred.
All 3 of our number 1s, I think are going to. I think y'all's are going to shock me, and I think mine's going to shock y'all.
Okay.
So,
well, my number 1 is going to get into it. My number 1 is Hey Arnold, man.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I did. He's going to say that because he talked about it.
Exactly.
In the last podcast.
Listen. I'm gonna reiterate what I said. It's the one show who taught you to your main character didn't care. You were black, white, Asian, skinny, fat, tall, short, poor, rich. It didn't matter. Arnold treated everybody the same. Hey Arnold, once again, I've said this multiple times, teaches you how to be a good person. It's a show that right now in my mind, I just think like, hey, you mind coming back, Arnold? Like, do you mind coming back showing people how to be? Like, and it just, every single episode, it was just like this group of kids who all from like different everywhere, but got along with each other and had this kind of like camaraderie that like the world in general is missing. So I fucking love Hey Arnold, man. I love it. That's why it's my number 1.
Solid pick.
Yeah, very much so. Love it. Football head. Love it. Love it all.
All right, Fred, what you got?
He wants to meet
Is it Batman animated series?
Yeah, come on. Of course.
It gave me my favorite Joker of all time.
Yes.
It gave me the best voice of Batman I've ever heard.
Yes.
Find what my favorite superhero was.
Yes.
Funny thing, I was actually born in the same year it came out. But to answer your question, they actually had reruns of the animated series whenever New Adventures started. That's how we were able to catch it. So right before New Adventures started, they ran all the reruns of the show. And funny thing is, my first episode I ever saw was the Christmas special.
Oh.
So much so that I still watch it with my son, family, Christmas special every single year. I still have, if I don't have DC Universe at the time, I end up actually subscribing just for that month for just that. Since DC Universe came out, has Batman, that's basically it. I have no say. Favorite superhero, favorite comic character, I'm good.
Everything you said, I echo it. Everything.
I'm not surprised. I guess I could have guessed that show. I'm not surprised. So my number 1, I do want to do something a little different real quick. I want to give y'all each one guess as to what you might think my number one is.
I ain't gonna lie, Fred. I was over here thinking already.
I wasn't. Go ahead.
Justice League?
No. Fred, what you got?
Huh. Cartoon, right?
Yep.
Has to be from.
I don't.
Mortal Kombat, the animated series.
Nope. So, hold on.
Oh, I know what he's gonna pick. My honorable mention. Oh my gosh, he chose. He chose Rugrats.
I gotta pick one show.
Damn, I probably, if I was that hard,
It's a great show. Great pick.
I gotta pick one show that's my all-time favorite non-anime cartoon. The GOAT. The original GOAT. The original dynamic duo, Tommy and Chucky.
Yo.
No, treat somebody right, do the right thing. Tommy Pickles. The original OG bully, Angelica. And her kryptonite, Susie Carmichael. That show, I remember, like, I feel like even, I probably watched that show, I'm going to full head admit it. Watch that show way past the age you probably should have watched that show.
No, I was still watching it as long as it came on.
Because that show was great from start to finish. I loved all the movies. I loved them as preteen, teenage, like
All grown up.
quintessential great American cartoon of the night. Like that, there are a few shows I think. Hey, Arnold, Bible show that you can watch and truly be interested in what's going on, what they do, how they treat people, how they see the world, all these different things. It like Tommy was Stewie before Stewie. Like it's a great show. And Rugrats. When I had to think, and then when I kind of started thinking about cartoons and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, I'm thinking about like, what did I watch constantly? Like it's like Rugrats. Like it wasn't once it came to my mind. 1 was easy. 2 through 5 was the hard. Rugrats, bar none.
Screwdriver.
That was it.
Screwdriver out the diaper. Yes.
Fucking Screwdriver.
Yes.
I'm just thinking back to like watching it at your house now. Like yeah, man. Listen, do you remember how we used to have to change the channel? We had to like try to stick out fingers in there and like oh, dog, that was a good one. Damn, I probably would have thought about if I thought longer.
Rugrats is great. So that's So I'm just gonna say honorable mention for me. You already named one, and I said I was gonna come back to it. X-Men Evolutions, because that was my shit. It was tough not to put that in my top 5 because we grew up watching that one. And then my number 2 honorable mention. I want to throw Superman animated series in there because I did. That's not why I fell in. I fell in Superman because I saw Christopher Reeves. Like I saw that. The animated series was great. But my honorable mention number 2 is Real Monsters.
He used to have to hold his eyeballs up, bro. Bro, he used to have to hold his eyeballs up, bro.
When I think about like I feel like Nickelodeon had like Cartoon Network was great. I feel like as I kind of got a little older, it started to drift into other things. But like Nickelodeon was like it for the cartoons as a kid, like Doug, Arnold, all of that.
You know what? I was thinking about that because I'm like, damn, Nickelodeon did have some smash. Because like, to me, I'm gonna be honest, it was hard for me not to put SpongeBob on my list.
Right. No, I thought about it. Right.
Like SpongeBob, I think about Rocket Power, and then when I go to Disney,
Cat Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, Cat Dog.
Then I go back to like Cartoon Network. There's a reason.
Tom and Jerry was fire.
Tom and Jerry beat like Johnny Bravo beat out Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack. Like it had some people that had some competition. Kids Next Door. Like yo, we had them cartoons come Ed, Ned, Nanny. I've been watching Ed, Ned, Nanny recently. Like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah. Damn,
It was tough.
golden age.
It was like a tough thing to do, but it's. I started thinking about Angry Beavers. Loved Angry Beavers as a kid.
Yeah.
Dude, the final episode. Oh my gosh, they talked about them getting canceled.
Right.
Dude, that was like for a cartoon. You never really.
You
don't think about stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like listen.
Oh my gosh.
Could have easily. I could have made a top 20 easy.
Easy, yeah.
Like,
I could have easily done a top 20. I could have went out there.
Yeah, I could go out there on cartoons. Like,
I mean, Disney Channel. I feel like didn't have like that many, but you can throw like DuckTales in there, Queen Duck. I mean, it's just we could have
like the Proud Family.
The Proud Family. We could have easily made that a top. But I don't know. For some reason, Nickelodeon they just had it for me. Like Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
They did it for me. That's
how
we got for y'all honorable mentions.
Oh, I already said mine. Mine were Gargoyles and X-Men the Animated Series. That was just.
I didn't. My honorable mention, like I think I just mentioned all of them. It was like a lot. It was Doug, Rocket Power, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai. Like all of those shows, I didn't miss any of them. Like I watched them religiously as they came out.
Same thing here. Like, if I had to add anything else, I'd say I'd want to add Fairly Odd Parents on there. I'd want to.
Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. I want to add. Exactly.
Jimmy Adventures, bro. Like you can come out there with the cartoons.
There's a lot of them. I want to add. Like there's even some few other ones I want to add from like Cartoon Network that are also DC related, but still regardless. Literally, we just grew up with Cartoon Network, Nick, and Disney.
Static Shock,
just like Cartoon Network, but still.
Bro, we can go out there. Yeah, we can go out there on the cartoons, man.